Hey, shalom, 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 and welcome to another True Disciples of Christ T. Bible study. Will Yashabin, you guys could check your emails for a link to read and speak. Send the emails. If you got anything you would like to bring out, Yashabin, go ahead and bring it out now. Essentially, what we're going to do this evening, we're going to go over the High Holy Day, the blowing of the trumpets, that Jewish people refer to as Rosh HaShanah, and we're gonna, I'm gonna bring out how it's really not Rosh HaShanah, because it is definitely not the first month of the year according to the Torah. This is made up Jewish tradition, so we're gonna go into that, and then we're gonna talk about some more of the bad girls, evil women of the Bible, and we're gonna call to remembrance Lot's wife, and how many of these women reflect Lot's wife, which was one of them quiet but very wicked women that decided to go against the Most High. Will, there's a link in your email to speak. You got anything? Y'all should beam me up.
Shalom, family. I don't really have anything at the moment. I'm actually looking forward to dispelling the folklore and the fairy tales behind the high holy days that's been going on for many generations now. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get in it.
And can someone get this guy Marty a call? I sent him a link also.
I get it.
I sent Dewada a link. Will, David, Israel, the usual people, man. I don't know why they don't, check their email if it's not readily there. By the time I start, it's usually there. And so one of the reasons that we scheduled training for next weekend, so we could actually go ahead and also do the blowing of the trumpets, the memorial blowing of the trumpets. Shalom, Will. What's going on? You got anything you would like to bring to the table?
Shalom, shalom. Yeah.
No comprende, huh? No sabe. All right.
Nada mucho. Nada mucho.
Yeah, I gave Marty a call. I'm going to call Dewada.
Someone speak for a minute. Matter of fact, let me give Will a couple precepts to bring out, man. So
We going over the piece of the trumpet, right? That's in Leviticus 23. What's going over?
Yeah, you can bring out the 23, 23, and 25. You got the email from earlier. I say you can definitely go over those precepts that he sent in the email that reference it.
Con, I'll check the email.
Yeah, the first one's Leviticus 23, verse 23 and 25.
yeah, I sent that this morning.
Con. Actually, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Leviticus, You can go ahead and get the numbers one once you pull up the email.
Come.
Con, and it's actually in the footnotes of this video as well. As you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. To those of you that haven't.
Well, all right, so you got Leviticus chapter 23, verse 23 through 25. Feast of the Trumpets. And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest.
Okay, stop for a second. We got a problem. Now, the people that refer to themselves as Jewish, and this is not an attack on anyone. This is just bringing forth right knowledge so everyone could actually be edified. The people that refer to themselves as Jewish refer to the blowing of the trumpets as Rosh HaShanah. If you know anything about the Hebrew language, Rosh Hashanah means the first month of the year. You understand? So they're off. Read that precept again. Yashabim. What does the Most High say? He said the Most High said this is the 7th month.
Con.
So tell me, how are they saying that this is the first month of the year?
Con, verse 24.
I can't make this up. So someone you could, if you don't understand the Hebrew, you could just trying to Google the meaning of Rosh Hashanah. It means the first month of the year. So that cuts them right there. That cuts them. Go ahead. Still there? You must be muted
Con,
again.
I got it. Yeah, I was muted. Leviticus 23, verse 23 to 25. And Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the people of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall observe a day of solemn rest, a memorial proclaimed with blast of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall not do any ordinary work, and you shall present a food offering to Yahweh.
Okay, so it's a food offering. What's significant that you notice about this, good brother Will? It's a food offering, and what else?
So lucky. It's no work, and as well as
I mean, based on what he read, based on what Yasha beam me up just read.
you do no verse 25. You do no servile work, and you will bring an offering made by fire to Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. So as you come in the room again, go ahead and give a thumbs up. To all of you to just come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. All right.
But I noticed it's on the 7th month, so once again, the Most High is doing everything on the
Did you
7th
hear what
day.
we just said? Did you hear what we just said, Will? What does the word Rosh Hashanah means?
So to look that up.
Yeah, I just said it. I just said it. So
So it means
apparently you
the
was
first.
distracted with something. Rosh Hashanah, when you look it up, Rosh Hashanah is a Hebrew phrase that means the head of the year. So I was bringing that up to show that the people that refer to themselves as Jewish are off, because the Most High is telling you right here in his law that this month is the 7th month of the year, not the head of the year. The word Rosh Hashanah literally means head of the year. meaning the first month. So that cuts them, man. That cuts them. And Exodus 12, verse 1 cuts them again. Yashabim, you done on that?
God, that was it.
Yeah, well, so now you could get numbers 29, 1 through 6.
Come.
I'm gonna step away for 1 second, Yashabim. You can break that down for me. So
Book
no
of,
one else showing up. Okay, when they trying to come in a little late, I'm not gonna let them in. It's really that simple.
Book of Numbers, chapter 21, 29, verse 1 through 6. And in the 7th moon, on the first day of the moon, you have a set apart gathering. You do no servile work. It is the day of blowing the trumpets for you. Verse 2. And you shall prepare a burnt offering as a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs a year old, perfect ones. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. Verse
Hold on a
5.
second, Will. Hold on a second. All right, so right now, based on what Will just read, we went over again that it is the first day of the 7th month. It is another holy convocation. And everything else that he's reading thereafter is giving an example of what of what those burnt offerings are. Now, this is for them that that was there at that time, but this is the best, basically the best of what a lot of farmers and folks that had land had to offer. And to provide clarity, go ahead and start back from verse 2, Will.
Come. Book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 2. And you shall prepare a burnt offering as a sweet fragrance to Yahweh. 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs a year old, perfect ones.
Con, hold on a second. All right, so a bull, we all know, is a male. All right, and in other translations, it reads that the ram, 1 ram, and the 7 male lambs are all is usually a year old or younger and without blemish. Go ahead and finish that up.
Come. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram. Verse 4. And 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, and 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Verse 6. Besides the burnt offering with its grain offering for the new moon, the continual burnt offering with its grain offering, and their drink offerings, according to the right ruling, as a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahweh.
All right, go ahead and get that Psalms chapter 81. But as Will just read, it gave us for a second time, not only in Leviticus chapter 23, but also in Numbers 29. That is the first day of the 7th month. And like Tazak just brought out, Rosh HaShanah means the head of the month. It's the first month. So we're here to dispel all those lies, folklore, and basically you can call it fairy tale because it's not true. All these traditions of men that's been brought up and put on the forefront is here to set us in confusion and get us to go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So we're just going ahead and correcting all that. You got that Psalms 81, Will?
Come. Book of Psalms, Tahalim, chapter 81, verse 3 through 4. Blow the ram's horn at the time of the new moon, at the full moon on our festival day. For this is a Torah for Yasharah, and a right ruling of the supreme Elohim of Jacob, Yaakov.
So it's the blowing of the trumpet at the new moon. And based on the other precepts that we read, we know it's the first day of the 7th month. Festival day, that's just the feast day. All right. And the Torah means instruction. All right. So it's a statute for Israel, a rule throughout the generations for all of us that are out of the loins of Yaakov or Jacob. I'm gonna go ahead and get that Ezra, and you go ahead and hit up that get that Nehemiah ready. So you got the book of Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1 through 6. When the 7th month came, and the children of Israel were in the towns, the people gathered as one man to Jerusalem. So right there, it shows that we're all basically, as it is written in what the so-called New Testament, on one accord. We're doing this thing together. All right. Verse 2. Then arose Yeshua, son of Yazadok, with his fellow priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and with his kinsmen, and they built the altar of Yahweh of Israel to burn offerings on it, as it is written in the law of Moses, the man of Yahweh. They set the altar in its place, for fear was on them because of the peoples of the land, and they offered burnt offerings unto Yahweh, burnt offerings morning and evening. Verse 4. And they kept the feast of the booths or tents, as it is written, and offered a daily burnt offering by number according to the rule, as each day required. And after that, the regular burnt offerings, the offerings at the new moon, and at all the appointed feasts of Yahweh.
Con. And there's a lot of people that really should be on this call. Because I know, and I'm talking about people in Tita, I know they don't know how to keep these high holy days, man. And so an important call like this, they don't even show the hell up. Like Marty, where is he? Marty, you be here, you be ready to curse people out, man. But this is the stuff that you need to really know. And I know you don't know this stuff, man. Because this right here is important, man. Because the Most High, you got to keep these days, man. Yeah, he's celebrating reindeers fly in the sky. Here comes Peter Cottontail. Oh, this damn madness. Oh, Hallows Eve, the devil's Sabbath. Turkey Day, but you don't want to do this and you don't know how to do it. And it's like you're not even attending to really learn how to do it. And again, as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up, man. As you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. Did you finish that out, Yashabi?
I'm on verse 6. Ezra chapter 3 and verse 6. From the first day of the 7th month, they began to offer burnt offerings to Yahweh, but the foundation of the temple of Yahweh was not yet laid. So that lets us. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when you read about that in boots, that means you're supposed to go out and you camp out in tents. This is what I'm trying to tell these cats, man. So this up and coming weekend, you're supposed to be staying in a not this coming weekend, but the following one, in a tent, man, in booths. You're supposed to still go out and do this, man. Most of you jakes don't do this. Most of you don't do this. You're more concerned about Easter, which is not in the Bible, by the way. It was placed there in the King James Version. A purposely misinterpreted word, which is really supposed to be facade, what you call the Passover. Go ahead, hey, Shalom, Angela. Go ahead, Yashabin.
Oh, no, you said it. I was going to say basically the same exact thing that you just said. Yeah, you got it. You spot on, man. This is extremely important, especially if we, these last days come about. This is how we recognize who's really a brother and who's not. When this whole YouTube goes away, when mass communication goes away, and you got to be a nomad or surviving in the mountains. This is it. This is it right here.
Hey, Shalom, Dolores Taylor. Shalom. And so, yeah, man, this is what gets me, man. If we was talking about NFAC, something that's really not going to bring us to anything. If we was talking about sent men, Marty, you will be on those calls, man. But this right here that you really need, this for your soul. A lot of people don't show up for these kind of calls, man. This is the most important stuff, man. Doing thus saith Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shah? This is the most important stuff, man. You got to keep these high holy days, man, and keep these laws. Now let's look at this from a historical perspective again. Will, we got to get him another name except for Will, man. I don't even like saying that. Will what? What will he do? Will work for cheese? Will what? What the hell is Will? Let's get Nehemiah, man. 8. I guess he will read right now. Let's get Nehemiah 8, verse 1 through 12, man.
Come on.
Need to give him one of the names of the warriors, man, of King David's mighty men.
Already on it.
Nehemiah 8, 1 through 12. Let's look at it from a historical perspective.
Come on.
That damn will stuff. That's why I hesitate sometimes. I don't even like sit. Will what? Will die? Will come? Will come hither? Will farewell? Fearest thy well, Will, if you will. Where the hell you wanna Yasha Allah come from? Where the hell you come from, man? Where you been? I haven't seen him in months and months and months.
Is he a part of APBC? Tito?
Oh, supposedly. He pop up like a jack in the box, man. It's all good, man. You know how Israel does, man. Oh yeah, I had some problems. Now,
Look at Nehemiah. What you say?
Now I was telling the water we didn't freeze. He was asking, did we freeze? Go ahead.
Look at Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 1. And when the 7th moon came, the children of Yashar'al were in their cities.
That word is Yasha Allah. These Edomites and some of these jakes pronounce it Yasha Allah, but the word is Yasha Allah. You see how the Muslims say Allah? That's where they got that from. That word is Yasha Allah, not Yasha Allah. That's what them Southern people usually say, man. They take the Ibrit. Well, I guess you could say it if you're from the dirty South, because that dirty South is in your mouth. And, they're gonna pronounce it a little differently, but the word is Yasha Allah. The children of the Most High.
Yeah, that's how this book is got it. Come on. Let me read that again. Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 1. And when the 7th moon came, the children of Yasha Allah were in their cities, and all the people gathered together as one man in the open space that was in front of the water gate.
Mm-hmm.
And they spoke to Azara, the scribe, to bring the book of the Torah of Mashah, which Yahweh had commanded Yasher Allah. Verse 2. And Azara, the priest, brought the Torah before the assembly of both men and women, and all who could hear with understanding, on the first day of the 7th moon. Verse 3. And he read from it in the open space in front of the water gate from morning until midday, before the men and women and those who could understand. And the ears of all the people listened to the book of the Torah. And Azara the scribe stood on a platform of wood which they had made for the purpose. And beside him on his right stood Mattathiah, come, and Shema.
So what verse are you on?
Verse 4.
All right, got it.
Verse 4. And Shema and Ananiah and Aruya and Kalakiah and Makhasiah, and on his left stood Padiah and Mishael and Malachiah and Kasham and Kashabah, Dana, Zachariah, and Mashallam. Verse 5. And Azara.
So stop for a second. Angelo Walls. You're asking, how do you know when the holy day is? This is what we're going over right now. All you got to do is listen. We just read it's the 7th month. It's the blowing of the trumpets. Now, if you follow Jewish traditions and these rabbinic codes, they're going to call this the first month of the year, which is why they call it Rosh HaShanah, which is why I put the title in there so I could show you that's not what that's not. The blowing of the trumpets is not Rosh HaShanah. It's not the beginning of the year. And we're going to prove it. We already done proved it with the Ibrit. Go ahead. Will you continue? Will you continue? Will.
Look at Nehemiah
Yes,
chapter 8, verse
Since
8.
he will.
And they read in the book of the Torah of the supreme Allahan.
I will. I mean, what becomes more confusing is when I say I will. It sounds like I'm incompetently saying that my name is Will, but I'm saying I will. No, I not will. He will. Kind of like caveman talk, man.
The way language works, you're absolutely right. Every other language but English is very just like that.
I will. No, I not will. Me will. You not will. Me will. Yeah, man. We gotta get a different name, man. What's in a name, man? What the Most I say, a good name is better than gold, man. God.
So lucky it wasn't verse 8, it was verse 5. And Azara opened the book in the sight of all the people, for he was above all the people. And when he opened it, all the people stood up. Verse 6. And Azara Barak blessed Yahweh, the great, the supreme Allahan. Then all the people answered, Aman, Aman, while lifting up their hands. And they bowed their heads and worshiped Yahweh with faces to the ground.
Gone. From there. That was verse 12?
That was verse 6. I was only halfway through.
What?
To 12.
All right, God, man. Damn.
Verse 7. And Yeshua and Benay, and Sherebiah, Yemayan, Aquab, Shabayat, Hadiyah, Makashia, Qualiata, Azara, Uazabad, Canaan, Pelapia, and the Levites caused the people to understand the Torah while the people were in their place. Verse 8, and they read in the book of the Torah of the Supreme Allahan, translating to give the sense and cause them to understand the reading. Verse 9.
Now, verse 9 is going to show you that this day is a holy day, meaning it's supposed to be set apart. You're not to be working, man. You're not to be out partying. Okay, read.
And Nekahamiah, who was the governor,
That's
and
Nehemiah. That's Nehemiah. Okay.
And Nehemiah, who was the governor, and Azara, the priest,
Ezra.
the scribe,
Ezra.
The priest, the scribe, and the Levites, who taught the people, said to all the people, this day is set apart to Yahweh.
Yeah, this day is holy. You know?
Your supreme Allahan.
Yeah, and I'm hit you something, man. On a holy day, you're not supposed to be weeping and mourning and crying. You say that for another day, because this day is set apart for the Most High. Read.
Do not mourn or weep, for all the people wept when they heard the words of the Torah. Verse 10. Then he said to them, go eat the fat, drink the sweet, and send portions to those for whom none is prepared. For this day is set apart to our Yahweh. Do not be sad, for the joy of Yahweh is your strength.
Come on.
Verse 11. And the Levites were silencing all the people, saying, hush.
Yeah, he was calming the people down. Levites, the priests were. Be quiet. You know?
Come on, hush.
He said, why are you crying, man? This is a holy day for the Most High, and you out here crying because you've been sinning. Don't be grieved. You know?
For the day is set apart. Do not be sad. Verse 12. And all the people went to eat and drink, and to send portions and make a great rejoicing, because they understood the words that were made known to them.
Come on. So this day, again, as you come in the room, go ahead and give a thumbs up. So this day is supposed to be shouting for joy. You blow the shofar, which they call the trumpet in English, and you shout for joy. It's a day to be praised. That don't mean you're getting drunk, falling all over the damn place, like a lot of these Israelite camps do. You know who you are. From there, let's go to 1 Thessalonians 4, chapter 4, verse 13 through 18.
Book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, verse 13 through 18. Now, brothers, we do not wish you to be ignorant concerning those who have fallen asleep, lest you be sad as others who have no expectation. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, so also the Supreme Elohim will bring with him those who sleep in Yahushua.
Come on. That means the people that they think, you say are dead. That trumpet is going to be blown, man, on the day of judgment. That shofar is going to be blown.
For this, we say to you by the word of the Supreme Master, Yahweh, that we, the living who are left over at the coming of the Master, Yahushua, will in no way go before those who are asleep. Because Yahushua, the Master himself, will come down from heaven with a shout, with a voice of a chief Malachim.
Come for chief king.
And with the trumpet of the Supreme Elohim, and the dead and the anointed one, Yahweh Shah, will rise first.
See that? See that? They're gonna come up. The dead is gonna rise, man. So there is a resurrection, and what's going to be blown? The blowing of the trumpets. The Mexicans talking about some type of damn Cinco de Mayo. That ain't no damn Day of the Dead. The blowing of the trumpet is the Day of the Dead. Cinco de Mayo is nothing but a damn day that you go out and get drunk and fall all over the damn place. And act crazy. That's not the Day of the Dead. According to what Yashabim just read, Hamashiach's going to return and the dead is going to come back with the blowing of the trumpets. They're going to be blowing the shofar.
Khan. Verse 17. Then we, the living who are left over or that are alive and remain, will be caught away together with them in the clouds to meet the Master.
Let me stop right here for all of you that's been hit in the head with the deadly blow of the religion called Christianity. This is not talking about no damn rapture. You understand? You're not going to be taken up in some damn cloud. You're going to be walking and you just go up in the cloud like these damn movies that Esau have been showing you on television. People are walking around and they just take it in a rapture. That's not what this is saying. Read.
We'll meet the Master, Yahweh Shah, in the air, so we will always be with the Master, Yahweh Shah. Verse 18. So then, encourage one another with these words.
Come on. Now let's examine some things here. Let's examine some things here. I got some question. And will he answer it? Now, the date Rosh HaShanah literally means, well, the head of the year. Don't believe me? Go and check it out for yourself. Now, if Jewish people, emphasis added there, says that Rosh HaShanah is the head of the year, give me the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter. That's lie one. Now, y'all should be, whoever gave you scripture that you cut. Let's cut it. Let's get Exodus, the 12th chapter, verse 1 through 2.
God. Book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, Mizraim, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Shall be what? Whoa. Shall be what?
The beginning of months.
Okay, so how are they saying that the blowing of the trumpet is the beginning of their civil year? This is what they teach. And I doubt, I know what they teach because I researched their doctrine and I grew up around them in Brooklyn. So I know what the hell they teach, man. I seen them over there on Eastern Parkway. You understand? So that's what they teach. That Rosh Hashanah means the beginning of the year. The head of the year is what they call it. Rosh Hashanah. But the Most High is saying something different right here in Exodus 12 and 1. Yashabim just says it's the beginning of months. Now, the blowing of the trumpets, what we read, is in what month, Will? Let's see who was listening.
The 7th month.
7th month. 7-1. The boy genius continues to prove to be a damn Einstein or Poindexter. It's the 7th month, man. Now, one of the other things that was brought out is on this day, something that a lot of you going to be working, man. A lot of you will be working and Most High is going to jack your behind up for that. There's to be no servile labor on this day, man. And back in the day, man, we was offering animal sacrifices. Sacrifices was actually being, there was an offering. And there was also blowing of the shofar. That's the blowing of the trumpets right there. That was a burnt offering, one young bull, one ram, and 7 male lambs, each a year old. That was part of the offering. And there was a meal offering mingled with oil. There was also a sin offering with one male goat to make atonement for their sins. Because this is, anyone know how many days before the Day of Atonement? Hello. Let's see who's been reading the scriptures, man.
The Day of Atonement is the 10th day.
Which is the 29th of September.
Come.
My question again is how many days before the Day of Atonement was this day? See, you do understand you got to fast on the Day of Atonement, Will. That's not optional. You're supposed to fast, afflict your soul, and atone for any sins that you may have committed that year, and your household may have committed. Now,
yeah,
when you deal with Judaism, which we Israelites don't follow, and when you deal with these rabbinic names, they refer to the blowing of the trumpet by 5 different titles. One is Zikron Chura, which literally means the memorial of triumph, or the shout for joy. This is why the priest was telling them don't mourn. Let's get that. Leviticus 23 and 24. That phrase is found in Leviticus 23 and 24 in the law. And the literal meaning is the remembrance of blowing.
Come on. Book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24. Speak to the children of Yasher Allah, saying, in the 7th moon, on the first day of the moon, you have a rest, a remembrance of blowing of trumpets.
See that? Mm-hmm.
A set apart gather.
From there, let's go to Job 38 and 7. The phrase shouting is found in the book of Job 38 verse 7, where all of the sons of Elohim shout for joy.
Book of Job, chapter 37.
No, chapter 38, verse 7.
38.
Job 38, verse 7.
Book of Job, chapter 38, verse 7. When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Yahweh shouted for joy.
Con, see that? So we're supposed to be shouting for joy. It's also referred to as Yom Tuah. Word Yom means day, meaning day of the blowing of the trumpet. In the book of Numbers 29, verse 1. Someone get that. Numbers 29 and 1.
Book of Numbers, chapter 29, verse 1.
What are we reading? We're reading the law. The law. The law. We're reading the law, Patrick Williams. Where you been?
And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, ye shall have an holy convocation.
Okay, well, we got a problem, man. It keeps cutting Rosh HaShanah. They keep saying that Rosh HaShanah literally means, hey, man, the head of the year. It can't be right, man. Read.
Ye shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you.
See that? See that? Let me hit you with something, Dewada. If you know anything about the so-called Jewish people, very few Jewish people refer to this day as what it is, as blowing of the trumpets. They refer to it as Rosh HaShanah. When you look at the damn calendars, what do you see on there? You see Rosh HaShanah. Stop me where I'm lying at, Will. Go and look at your grandma's calendar right now, Will. And you'll see Rosh HaShanah on the 19th. I can't make this up, any of you. And they say that is the head of the year. The Torah cuts that, man. We just cut it again. We just cut it again, man. Numbers 29 and 1. So Jewish people call the feast of the trumpets Rosh HaShanah. Why? Or they call it the head of the year. I'm going to tell you why, man. I know you guys are listening, man. Yeah, I know you're listening. We see you. Again, go ahead and give it up, man. I'll tell you why they call it that, because they believe, not us Israelites, they believe that the Most High is in the earth on this day, on the trumpet. And so, according to this feast, has become known as the beginning of the Jewish civil year. That's not scripture, man. Show me that in the Torah. See how things are made up? That's not scriptural. That comes from their rabbis. They may have it in their Talmud. That sounds a little damn close like Talmud to me, man. Like Nimrod, Isis, and Talmud. Interesting concept, isn't it? Interesting. Things that make you go, So, therefore, this feast is known, according to them, as the beginning of the Jewish civil year. That's not scriptural, man. It clearly told us, Yashabin, in the book of Exodus 12 and 1, the first month is the month that the Passover is taking place. That's the first year, not the blowing of the trumpets. This is the 7th month. So why does Jewish New Year begin 7 months later? Man, I'm gonna tell you why. Because people who follow the religion of Judaism, Jewish people follow Judaism, which is a religion. Israelites follow a way of life. The ones that got this right, the Lord's statutes and commandments. People who follow Judaism has 2 calendars. See, that's what most of y'all don't know. They have 2 calendars. They have a religious calendar, and they have a civil New Year. But I'm hit you something, man. That's not scriptural, man. The Most High Yahweh only gave Israel 1 calendar. And that is expressly stated in the book of Exodus, the 12th chapter, verse 2. Get that, Yashabin. Oh, we're going to ruffle some feathers today.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
Mm-hmm. So the first month of the year to the Israelites is the month of Nisan, right? Which always fall in either February or March. You understand? It always falls in February or March. Let's get the book of Ezekiel 40 verse 1. Ezekiel 40 and 1.
The book of Ezekiel.
So like it. This is what Jewish people use to justify calling the blowing of the trumpets the first month of the year. You do error not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. Go ahead, read.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 40, verse 1. In the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day.
Hold on. What is Lady Frederick saying? Keep blacking out. Am I blacking out? She said
it was probably about 5 minutes ago.
She said it keeps blacking out as I'm speaking.
Yeah, that was around that time when she sent it. It's about 5 or 6 minutes ago.
I wasn't aware.
The connection was moving really slow, but it would end up catching up.
Hope they're not missing any of this, man. But go ahead, brother.
Khan, in the 25th year of our captivity, in the beginning of the year, in the 10th day of the month, in the 14th year after the city was smitten, in the selfsame day, the hand of Yahweh was upon me and brought me thither.
Yeah, we just wanted that verse 1.
Khan, that was verse 1.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with what is stated in the book of Exodus. Nothing whatsoever. See, the Most High, we read in Exodus 12, 1 and 2, that the Most High spoke to Moshe and Aaron in the land of Egypt. And he said, you are to begin your calendar with this month. It will be the first month of the year to you. Book of Exodus 12, 1 and 2. Right there in Exodus 12 chapter, man. And that's the month that the Passover falls in. The Hebrew word is Fasah. So the details of this festival has a lot of spiritual meaning, man. The Passover, man. It's prophetically to the point that it points to Hamashiach Yahushua. Now, if you just bear with me for a minute, right? You might just learn something. Because the Passover is really a monumentous event. And it's also a high time for all of you to be referring to yourselves as Christians. All of you to keeping these high holy days. It's high time for you as well to adopt these festivities into your life. Because if there is any event that so precisely points to the Savior, it is definitely the Passover. Fasah. Now, first of all, the Passover is a spring festival. You understand? It usually falls in the spring. Not usually, always falls in the spring. And it only slightly shifts from year to year. There's not a big change in it. Most High said we're to begin your calendar with this month. It would be the first month of the year for you. This month is referring to the month of Aviv in the Hebrew, Aviv. See, the basic meaning of the word Aviv is the stage in the growth of grain when the seeds have literally reached full size and are filling themselves with starch, but have not dried yet. And so when we look at the scriptures during the plague of hell, the barley was said to be Aviv, while the flax was Gal'al. in the pod abutted. And so, by the way, the city, Tel Aviv, literally means spring mound. Tel Aviv, spring mound. And so later, when the Israelites took over the Babylonian calendar, the word Aviv was renamed Nisan. Go back to Exodus 12 and 1. That's why it's called that, man. That's why it's called that in it, and not Aviv.
Me, Exodus 12 and 2.
Exodus 12 and 2. You can read it from there.
Con. And it reads, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you."
Yeah, I went when it says that name. The name of the month is calling it Nisan.
That's not in 12. Let me
Yeah,
pull
it
up
is.
my story. Let me
Yeah,
get it from my
no, it is in 12. Read that from the top, from 12 and 1.
And it reads, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying," verse 2, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the first year to you."
No, verse Exodus 12 and 1.
Con, that it reads, "And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying," and that's the end of verse 12 and 1.
All right, keep reading.
Verse 2, "This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
All right, keep
Speak
reading.
ye, speak ye unto all the congregation of Yasharallah, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, and a lamb for an house. And if the household be too little for a lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. And your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out of from the sheep or from the goats. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. The whole assembly of the congregation of Yasharallah shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses.
All right, we should be able to find that in Leviticus 23. Hold on a second. Because it's called two different places. I mean, two different words in two different locations because of that Babylonian captivity. And we start using that Nasan. Okay, feast.
24th, I think. 24th verse.
Yeah, but go ahead, read that, King.
You got it, Yaskin, or should I read it?
Go ahead,
I
Yachi.
found it in Exodus 13 and 4 and also 23 and 15. A bib.
23 and 15.
Oh yeah, we're not looking for Aviv. We're looking for Nasan.
The son.
Let's see, 15th day of the month. We just read that earlier, man.
You got Nehemiah 2 and 1. Is it Nisan?
Yeah, yeah, but we read it somewhere else earlier, also, man. A couple times already. Yeah, that's it. That they changed that from Aviv to Nisan, after the Babylonian calendar. But go ahead, read that. What you got?
Nehemiah chapter 2 and verse 1. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been before time sad in his presence.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah, so this is where he was bidding the king to send them so that way they can celebrate, according to the Most High. And he asked him if he can, let him go, and he did let him go. So this, yeah, I remember this. He does explain that throughout Nehemiah and 2.
Well, just so everyone to know, whenever you see that word Aviv, when you read like these new Bibles, they have that sign in there. It really means Aviv. But after the Babylonian calendar, after the Israelites start following that, they changed it from Aviv to the Nisan. So when you look at a lot of these new interpretations, they will have that there. So the exile to Babylon took place about 800 years after the Exodus. And so during this time, all 12 months of the year were changed from Hebrew to the Babylonian names. This is why some of them carry these funny titles, and someone say, well, how come it said over here in this chapter that the people that's unlearned, they'll say, why does it read over here Aviv, and then it turn around over here and it says Nasan? And because they don't know biblical history, they'll tell you that the Bible's contradicting. That's why I want to bring that out. So you'll be able to cut them when they try and come at you like that. What happened is that they put those Babylonian names in there. That's what's going on.
I found it in Exodus 13, verse 4.
Read that.
It reads, today you are going out in the moon Aviv. But that's supposed to be Nisan.
Yeah. I was literally looking for where Nisan is. If someone got a concordance on them, you could look that up. Just look up the word Nisan in a concordance. It'll tell you all the verses that is listed in the scriptures.
It's actually in 4 places. It's in Nehemiah.
I found it.
Whoa. Hey, hold on. You guys are speaking over each other, man. You can't hear none of it. Go ahead. Do I?
So it's in Nehemiah 2 and 1, Esther 3 and 7, First Ezra 5 and 6, and addition to Esther 11 and 2.
Con.
All right. What was the first one you got, Dewada?
The first one was what Yashkin just read, Nehemiah 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm. And what was the other one?
Esther 3 and 7.
All right. So, hey, Will, can you get Esther 3 and 7? Esther 3 and 7.
Yeah, because they called the first month as well there too. Yeah. So it should have been Abib.
Con. But these, these people like these Egyptologists, they're going to read that and then they tell you the Bible is contradicting because they don't understand history or what happened.
It's like you said, I think a week ago or so, they want to stay in their filth, you know. They don't want no rules. They want to continue being like the Egyptians, you know.
Con.
Anything goes.
Book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 7. In the first moon, which is the moon of Nisan,
There you go.
in Khan. So it's supposed to be Aviv. In the 12th year of sovereign Akashurash, someone cast pur, that is, the lot before Haman, from day to day, and from moon to moon, until it fell on the 12th moon, which is the moon of Adar.
Con. Now, the scriptures don't really go into clear detail of how this feast is supposed to be observed. It just tells you about a blowing of the trumpet. So everything you see Jewish people done, they got it from the Talmud. All of the observance comes from the Talmud.
Even then, I'm breaking glasses at weddings.
Con.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's the
Stepping on
Talmud. Con. Yeah. You know, they also believe the water on the blowing of the trumpets, that all of them supposed to go to the water, ocean, and empty their pockets. Because they believe all their sins are forgiven on that day. So they
idiots.
go to the ocean and empty everything in their pockets.
And they're so cheap, they probably emptied the pockets long before that. They took the money out, put that aside.
Khan.
Yeah, and we're not making mockery, man. We're just bringing out facts, man.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, they do it. Yeah, they do it. Yeah, they got all kind of beliefs. They believe was born in the day of blowing trumpets. They got all kind of that Talmud, man. I have a copy of it. That's how I know a lot of the stuff that they do, man. Sometimes I read their stuff just like I have a copy of the Quran in case I have to debate them. I go right to their book and rip them apart. Come on. Let's get Isaiah 27 and 13. Isaiah 27 and 13 says, when Israel is regathered, there's going to be a blowing of the shofar. The trumpets are going to be blown.
I got it.
Okay.
Isaiah 27, verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come which were dead to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship Yahweh in the holy mount of Jerusalem. At Jerusalem. Continue. Yep. That's it.
No, that's good right there. That's good right there. So as you see, the shofar is going to be blown, man, when Hamashiach returns, man. When Yahweh Shah returns, the shofar is going to be blown, man. And he's going to send forth his angels. We'll get Matthew 24 and 31.
Cool.
When that judgment, man, that shofar is going to be blown. It's going to be blown of a trumpet.
Book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. And he will send his Malachium with a great sound of a trumpet.
Mm-hmm.
And they will gather together his chosen ones from the four winds, from one end of the Shemayim to the other.
Mm-hmm. Come. Now, I mean, that's about it on the blowing of the trumpets. Now let's talk about Lot's wife. What about Lot's wife? What about these bad women of the Bible that we still see in this modern time? Eve. We got to talk, man. Boy, we got to talk, man. Let's get the book of Genesis. Either one of you, man. Let's go to Genesis, the 19th chapter, and we're going to talk about Lot's wife. Lot's wife. And she was so unimportant. Again, they never even mention her name. They never mention her name. She's just called Lot's wife. Let's start with the book of Luke, Yashabim 17 and 28. Luke 17 and 28. She hit you something, man. Now, this is the problem we got with you, Eve. You don't like to take directions. You don't like to listen. Don't look back like Lot's wife. See, the thing is, when your husband tells you to do something, that's supposed to be it. But who's this? Catherine C. Put 1 John 4 and 1 in the room. We're going to give you a chance to come in the room, Catherine, see if you speak up right after this. So, first thing I want to establish, man, your husband, all of you women, all of you married women under the sounds of my voice, your husband is like what you call God unto you. Your husband is like God unto you. And if you're not him like that, then you're not truly worshiping the Most High. Let's start with Ephesians 5 and 22 through 24. Let's see what the Bible says about the husband, wife. Oh, I know you don't like this part. Yeah, I know. It's a damn Tyler. Doc, you got to go there again. You damn right. I got to go here again, man. You know I will. You know I will.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22.
Damn, you going there again?
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto Yahweh.
Okay, stop. Well, David, I see you on the call, man. You're not saying anything. And you don't like these talks, David, when we start talking about the women. But we're going to build you up, David. Now, David, can you please explain that precept? Read that for him again, Yashabin. David, explain exactly what this means, man. And don't play around with it, David.
All right.
Read that precept for him again.
All right.
Yashabin.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto Yahweh.
So explain that, David.
All right. Well, since Yahweh is a God of order, if he can get you to appreciate order in, let's say, your family nucleus, then when you come out of your family nucleus, then you can understand his order. You know, because it says that the man shall be the head of the wife, but Yahweh shall be the head of the
David.
man.
Hold on, David.
So if you can't get
you
it
tapped
on
that
this level,
Yashabam, we're going to read that again. And David, we want you to address what Yashabim is reading. Read it again, Yashabim.
Book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto Yahweh.
Stop. I
okay.
thought. Okay, David. We want you
All
to
right, so
explain that part right there.
Well,
We want
the
you
very
to
next
explain
verse.
that part right there, David.
All right, well, the very next verse explains it. Verse
No,
23.
we want you to explain what was read. That verse explains itself. The next verse doesn't explain that verse, David. That verse right there. Let me help you out, David.
Okay.
The Most High just gave a directive.
Yes.
That is not explained by the next verse. The next verse is explaining something else. That is a directive. Read it again, Yashabin.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto Yahweh.
I got a question, Will. Do you see anything in about if you want to submit to your husband's will?
No.
Do you see anything in their will about, well, maybe you should submit to your husband. That is a directive. The Most High is giving the woman, the wife, a directive. Understand that, David.
Very good.
You're trying to tap dance, David. You're trying to take it to the next precept. Go ahead, Yashabin. Now let's see what you got next.
Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife.
Okay, whoa. Now he's even emphasizing it more. Now the next verse is telling him why the woman is supposed to submit. Because what, Yashabin?
The husband is the head of the wife.
Well, hold on. How you like that, Catherine C? What are you going to do with that, Catherine C? The husband is the head of the wife, Catherine C. What you going to do with that? How you going to deal with that? Read.
Even as the Mashiach is the head of the church.
Now, you know Hamashiach rules his church, David. The church is to do everything Hamashiach say if they want to make it.
Very good.
But they're saying like the church has to submit to Hamashiach to make it. That wife got to submit to her husband to make it. Ain't no, hey, man, we equal? That's Esau's world, man. Don't you bring that foolishness over here, man. You ain't going to make it because of that, Eve. You will not make. I know you don't like what I'm saying, man, but I'm giving you love. Most of you can't handle this, man, because this is a gynocentric society. So people are afraid to look. The numbers are starting to go down, Yashabin. We starting this. They start leaving, man. They don't want to hear this, man. That's a cold cut right there, man. Go ahead and wrap it up and give it to him, Will. That's a cold cut, man. Go ahead and wrap it up in that damn, that little paper they wrap it up in. And eat it. We're going to give you a damn cold cut, man.
Yeah, that's that paper
Eat
with
it.
the wax on one side.
Eat it, man. Because over here, I'm going to tell you, E, over here, a hero ain't nothing but a sandwich. And that's a cold cut, man. A hero is nothing but a damn sandwich. That's a cold cut, too, man. A hero. If you're in Jersey, you can have a damn hoagie. If you're out there where Will is, have a damn sub. No more Blimpie, so you got to get a damn Subway. But it's still a cold cut. It's cutting you right now. That's why they leave in the room, man. Go ahead, read.
And he, meaning Mashiach, is the savior of the body.
Come on. Go ahead,
Verse
read.
24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
So let Catherine C. be submissive to her husband in everything. In everything. I'll do this, I'll do that, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, Tazar, you're going to talk about the Feast of Unleavened, talking about the blowing of the trumpets, but right now I got to go. I can't listen to this. This is male chauvinism. Look at. Now I knew we had a feminist. The Most High always put it on my spirit, man, to call these people out. Look what Catherine put in the room. Ephesians 5:25.
That's
And she
all
goes,
good.
that shows you when people are coming with demons, man. Just skip over everything else and go to that.
That's
Read
fine.
that,
That's fine. That's fine because she about to cut us. She cut herself. She don't even know what love is, and that's why she put that. Verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Mashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it.
Okay, let's see what love is. We'll get 2 John 6. We're giving you love right now, Kathy. And if you don't repent, you're not going to make it, Catherine C. It doesn't work two ways. Don't you bring that feminism madness over here. It doesn't work two ways. You show me in the scriptures where it says that the man is submit to his husband as to his wife as unto her Mashiach the Hawashah. Oh, come on, man. Push that foolishness.
Listen to verse 23.
I knew she was coming with demons, man. Don't bring that feminism around here. This is not Esau. You're dealing with real men of the Most High, man.
Look at 2nd Yachanan, John, chapter 1, verse 6. And this is the love, that we walk according to his commands.
That's right.
This is the command, that as you have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it.
So love is keeping the commandments. The husband is to teach the wife the commandments. The husband is the covering of the wife. Now, Catherine, you could tone it down and learn, or you might end up like Lot's wife. Now, let's go back over here to the book of Luke 17 and 28 to prove all things. Scriptures is not given to you to, first of all, Catherine, you ain't supposed to have the Bible in your hand unless an Israelite is teaching you. It's not given unto you, man. And then you don't want me to be frank, man. It's not given unto you, man. Hey, y'all should be and get me Luke 17 and 28. We'll get me Psalms 149, 19 and 20. I got something I want to share with Kathy. You don't understand the Bible. The Bible is only given to Israelites. You got to be taught the Bible from one of us. Now you can like that, understand it, believe it or not. And if you don't accept that, there's no salvation for you according to this Bible that we're reading.
Book of Luke, chapter 17. Book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 28. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded.
Okay, and this is what's going to happen, man, during the day of judgment. Admit you something, Kathy. You're getting very close to Lot's wife. You're getting very close to Lot's wife because you're defiant, because you got real kahans of the Most High and is trying to teach you. And that's the only way you can make it anyways, man. You got to be edified by one of us. Read
Verse
what you got. Will. No, stop right there. Read what you got, Will.
To Psalms 119, verse 20.
Psalms 149, 19 and 20.
149, 19 and 20. So like
Psalms 147, 19 and 20.
Come. Declaring his word to Yahweh.
No, I need it from the King James, man. That's already reading wrong from the beginning. It should read, he showed his word unto Jacob.
I get it. Psalms 147, King James Version, verse 19 and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Okay, stop. So first of all, Kathy, the word was never given to Esau. The word was only given to Yasha Allah, not the whole world. He showeth his words unto Jacob. Jacob name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with an angel and prevailed. He became the progenitor of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You know.
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
He only showed it to Israel, not the whole world. Only Israel. You know.
Verse 20. He have not done so with any nation.
So he's not dealing with you, Kathy. The only way you can make it in is to be taught by Israelites. He's not dealt so with any nation. This is why you're misquoting the scriptures right here. Why y'all should be read.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Reverend Jim Baker haven't known these, Kathy. Reverend Billy Graham hasn't known these, Kathy. It's only given to Israel, the children of the Most High. You haven't known these judgments, man. So you need to be edified. If you want to make it, if you're smart, you will humble yourself and learn. Otherwise, you're not going to make it in this kingdom, man. Now, let's go back to the book of Luke, man. Now, Lot's wife wasn't ready even when she was ruined. Just like Kathy and a lot of you Eves, man. You're being warned, man, constantly by men of the Most High, and you still don't want to listen, man. Just like Lot's wife. Lot's wife was warned, man, by angels and by her husband. She was quiet. See, she was a quiet demon. She got turned into a damn pillar of salt, man. Why? Rebellion. She went against what the Most High said, man. What the Most High said through his angel. He gave her one simple directive. Don't look back. He's giving you a simple directive, Kathy. Obey your husband. Ain't no damn, it works both ways. You can miss me with that. That's not in the Bible. That's Esau's teaching. We ain't going with that garbage. We're not going to let you put that poison over here either. Let's go Luke 7:29, Yashabi.
Book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 29. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all.
Con. And that's what's going to happen to you, Kathy. You better humble yourself, man. Don't you know you can't make it without an Israelite teaching you? I don't give a damn what Billy Graham has taught you. Reverend Oral Roberts and all of these people out here. Joel Osteen. The Most High never gave the scripture to them, man. They don't understand this Bible. It's not their book. They have to be taught. So Lot's wife, all were destroyed, man, except for Lot and his two daughters. As you're going to soon see, Kathy, Lot's wife, she wasn't counted amongst the survivors. Why? She had a rebellious spirit just like you. She didn't want to listen. Let me hit you something, man. When he and his uncle went their separate ways, Lot chose the best land for himself. Lot looked up. Let's get it. Genesis 13 and 10. Let's get it, Will. Genesis 13, verse 10.
Come on. Look at
Lot,
Genesis
this
chapter.
land is my land.
Come on. In Genesis chapter 13, verse 10. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well with watered everywhere.
See that?
Before the supreme Allahim destroyed Sodom
the
and
best
Gomorrah. Come on.
Salaki, go ahead.
Before the supreme Allahim destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of Yahweh, like the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt,
Come
as thou comest unto Zor.
on. Get the 12th verse. Read the verse 12 and 13.
Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan.
Genesis, what we're reading is Genesis 13, verse 12 and 13. To those that's following along. We're reading Bereshit, Genesis 13, 12 through 13. Go ahead, read.
Abram dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain.
See that?
And pitched his tent towards Sodom.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. But the men of Sodom were wicked.
See that?
And sinners before the supreme Allahim exceedingly.
Con. See, the land was good, but the people were not. And Lot, he knew that from day one. Lot knew that, David. Lot knew this from day one. He deliberately chose to dwell among a people who flaunted their sins in the face of the Most High. That's something I want you to think about, man. Very repugnant stuff also, man. That they will call a hate crime today if you speak out against it, David. See, the word Sodom, like the name Jezebel, has come into our modern language as a noun of ill repute. Sodomy. That's why sodomy got his word from, got his name from. It's from Sodom. Sodomy means to penetrate someone's rectum, sodomize them, male or female. It's still sodomy. That's where it comes from. Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's not go there, David. Let's not go there. See, Lot pitched his tent near sinful Sodom, knowing fully well the city's nasty reputation. It's like Atlanta today, man. It's like San Francisco. It's like the Village in New York. It's all over now, man. Sodom was also a place of opportunity and easy riches. There's a lot of you want to, I'm going to New York, man. I got 100 guns, 100 clips, going to New York, New York. Yeah, you want to go to New York to get famous, huh? Yo, I'm coming to New York, Taja Doc. Where you at? I'll meet you in New York. Yeah, come on to Sodom, man. You want to die? You better remember Lot's wife, and you better not look back. What you better be doing is getting the hell out of New York and don't look back. That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be doing. But Sodom, like New York and California, was a place of opportunity and easy riches. And that's what drew Lot closer and closer until he'd actually built himself a fine residence within the city walls, dearly immersing himself in his adopted urban home, like New York City. I mean, New York City. Lot was doing that same thing. Let me give you a gentle reminder, all of you that have this same stuff in mind. The disaster is right around the corner. Disaster is right around the corner. Lot's famous uncle Abraham tried to avert that disaster by pleading with Yahweh to reconsider his plan to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Where Abraham say, what if there's 50 righteous people in the city? Abraham wanted to know, man. Most High agreed that he would spare Sodom and Gomorrah if it was 50. Abraham said, what if it was 40? Abraham said, it's not like you, Elohim, to do this. What if it's 40 righteous? What if it's 30 righteous? What if it's 20? Abraham went all the way down to 10. And the angel said, oh, well, man, we got to get out of here. It's time to turn this thing up. And we could find 10. We won't destroy it. For their sake. I want you to think about this, David. David, you got a big city, man. Really, Sodom and Gomorrah and they have it was a total of 5 surrounding cities of homosexuality and lesbianism.
Come on.
They couldn't find 10 righteous people, David. If they had found 10, it would still be standing today. Not 10. 10 people, David, all would have taken, and the Most High would have never rained down that fire and brimstone. You can't find 10. This world's coming close to that, man. These 2 angels had already visited Abraham. They were now dispatched, David, like an Uber driver, like a Lyft. They wasn't coming with no Lyft. They wasn't coming with no Lyft. They was coming with that fire, that heat rock. They was coming with that heat rock, David. They were already dispatched, David, to a sleazy metropolitan and see if they could find 10 souls that was worthy. Let's get it, Will. Genesis Bereshit 19, verse 1.
Come. Book of Genesis, Bereshit, chapter 19, verse 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
So he knew that one of these men carried an attribute of Elohim. He bowed himself. Now, there's no doubt, David. There's no doubt Lot's wife enjoyed her husband's prosperity right along with him. This is why he was in the first place. In fact, maybe, just maybe, she was the one that unintentionally urged him along the crooked path towards Sodom and Gomorrah. See, as Solomon would write, right? Of such woman centuries later, after this, Solomon says her paths are crooked, but she knows it not. See, behind many a successful man, is a materialistic woman with one hand on his back and the other in his damn wallet. Because you a damn cent. You a damn cent. You're successful because she got her damn hand on your back, pushing you along. Oh, be this, do that. And she got a damn other hand right in your damn wallet. As soon as you make it, she taking it from you. And when you get enough, she's going to divorce rape your behind. Then you're going to be crying the damn blues and say, Doc, you was right. And you come around me, I'm a bitch smack you. So I don't want to hear you was right. You should have listened. Now, for starters, man, let's see what Lot did when these angels, these angelic men came. When he saw them, what did Lot do? Read it again, Will. What did Lot do?
Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
See that? See, it made Lot fall to his knees. He had to know that these weren't regular men, David. Lot fell to his knees. Read verse 2, Will.
And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways.
And what did the men say? What did the men say? They say, no. We will spend all night in the square, in the street. Well, we come here to kill this funny style stuff, man. We came here to bring death. Don't try to divert me, Lot. You done fell in love with this lifestyle, man. You better get your crap together, Lot, or we're going to kill you too. Go ahead, read. Will, read.
And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. Verse 3.
Square. Yeah, the square. The square, right? Square. Sleep in a public, right? In a wicked town. What the hell are these men? Angels or fools? You want to sleep out here around these men that's going to try and rape you? Lot must have thought so. No, you can't sleep out here in the street, man. You don't know where you at, man. You in San Francisco. You in San Francisco, the village in Atlanta. The hell's wrong with you, man? You can't sleep out in the street. You and all of these combined, man. See, he didn't know. Lot didn't know that these angels was on a mission to track down 10 people, David. 10 people. And by the way, David, your internet is working excellent tonight, man. You must have got a new router or something, man. You coming through crystal clear, man. Yeah,
You,
man.
you, on, you on your phone, David? David? Come on, that's better.
So these men was on a mission to track down 10 people who was worth saving. And for them, safety wasn't an issue because they was angels of the Most High. Go ahead and read verse 3, Well.
Come on. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him and entered into his house.
So Lot, he was a persuasive man, skilled in using words and get it his own way. And guess who did the cooking? Now, I got a question for you, Yashabi. Why didn't Lot's wife cook? A damn worldly woman. She's a worldly woman.
That's
This is why the Most High
question.
turned their damn ass into a damn pillar of salt. And that's Eve, man. That's Kathy. That's Catherine C. right there. Don't want to listen, man. Don't want to listen. I got a question for you, Catherine. Why didn't Lot's wife cook? Let's find out who cooked. Let's see who was cooking, Will. Read verse 4, Will. Finish reading verse 3.
Come on. And he made them a feast.
Who?
He.
What the hell's wrong with his wife, man? How come she ain't cooking? Why Lot out there cooking? Come on, man. Why is Lot cooking? Why
She
is this
didn't want to
woman
mess
not
up her.
cooking?
She didn't want to mess up her nails, Kahan.
She's out there partying.
See, this is what I'm telling you, man. Because you don't hear anything from this woman, right? She's not being rebellious. And this is what I warn you about quiet demons. See, she's not saying anything. The only thing she did was disobey. She's a quiet demon. You see what I'm saying? She's a quiet demon. She's not arguing. It's a lot that's doing all the questioning and all of that. She's just in the background. But she's ready to disobey. She already had that spirit of the snake on her, man. Nakash. She's a quiet demon, man.
Oh.
There's no son of Lot wife's cooking here, Will. You read it.
Come on. And he made them a feast.
Read.
And did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat.
Lot baked this, man. What the heck's wrong with his damn wife? See, this feminism stuff's been going on for a while, man. She turned a Lot into a damn straight saint. See? This was not the welcome wagon, man. This was all the men of the city that came for him. Read that, Will. Read verse 4 and 5. This wasn't no welcome wagon. I'm hit you something, man. When you read this verse, I'm trying to create this imagery in your head. Every damn men in the city came for these men, these angels. Every man in the city. Read.
Look at Genesis chapter 19, verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city.
It says the men of the city. Let's talk about all of them. The men of the city. It didn't say some of the men of the city, David. It says the men of the city. That's talking about every man. Read.
Even the men of Sodom, meaning all, like you just said, yeah, come on. All of the men of Sodom compassed the house round.
Compass mean they surrounded his house. Now you got send them out to us, Lot. We want them fine men that just we seen go in your house. Yeah, read. Send them fine looking men out to us so we can know them. That's talking about have sex with them, man.
Both old and young, all the people from every quarter. Verse 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? bring them out unto us that we may know them.
Forgive me, David, but there's just no polite way around this. I checked all translations, Dave. One of them says get familiar with them. One of them says have relationships with them. One of them say to know them carnally.
God.
Yeah, there's no nice way to say that, David.
God.
It says we want to have sex with them, sexual
Right.
relations with them, David. There's no nice way to
Right.
say that, David.
Right. They wanted that boy. They wanted the boy Badushi. They wanted the Badushi.
Hey, wait a minute. Turn it up, David. No nice way to say that, David. You can't tap dance around that, David. Very well. Verse 6 and 7.
Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them and shut the door after him. Verse 7. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Yeah, Lot said, don't do this wicked thing, man. So Lot call it wicked. You call it wicked today, they tell you, man, you that's a hate crime. That shows you they're against the Most High, man. This system is against the Most High, man. Lot said, do not so wickedly. Brothers, do not so wickedly. Do not so wicked. What they tell Lot, though, man, you better move the hell out of the way, man. Who came? You sojourning here, man. This is not your land. And you ruler over us. You better get out of the way, man. We're going to deal with you also. That's what they told Lot, man. Read.
Verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man.
Damn, that's something, man. This man ready to give up his daughters, man. He said, I have 2 daughters that's are virgins, meaning they have not known a man. Read on.
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes.
Whoa. Lot kind of OD with that one, didn't he? Come on, Zada. You telling these, he said, do what you like. Man, you could run orgies on them. You could run threesomes, foursomes, tensomes. Lastly, do whatever you like, man. He done gave his daughters up, man. What the hell's going on with Lot, man? What the hell's wrong with Lot, Yashabin? He said, do with them as you like. Has Lot lost his mind, man?
I couldn't even imagine.
That's unspeakable, man.
Hmm.
I mean, I want you to think about that, man. You got every man in town, David, and you telling them to do whatever you like with your 2 daughters? You got every man in the town, man. Damn, the daughters have no value? Why he off them like that, man? Damn. Remember the book of Judges, man, the 19th chapter? They will surely be raped and abused like the poor concubine in Judges, the 19th chapter. And she who died, she literally died stretched out by the front door. And her hands was on the threshold begging for mercy. They raped them, put her to death. You guys probably didn't even know that was in the Bible. Stuff on the Don. Read, well, verse 8.
Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
Now, I want you to notice something here, man. I want you to pay attention, David, and take this back to your assembly. Because I'm advocating this. Throughout all of this, still not one word from Lot's wife. Why? Because she's a quiet demon. She's a quiet demon. That's what I'm telling you, man. You got to watch these ones that pretend that they're quiet. Sometimes they're the worst con, man. They're the worst con. Still no word from Lot's wife. The mother, right now I want you to think, David, what kind of woman must she be? Lot said, listen, notice Lot didn't offer his wife. That's the one that betrayed the Most High. He said, take my 2 virgin daughters. What kind of damn mother must she have been when Lot said, hey, take my daughters and do whatever you want? With a whole town, a whole city of men, 2 cities of men, 5 cities of men. He said, take them and do what you want. You mean to tell me the damn mom's not going to speak up? Still no words from Lot's wife. I want you to think, guys. I want you to think. The mom's not going to speak up. What kind of mother must that have been, man? Still no word from the mother of 2 vulnerable daughters offered as a living sacrifice to a bunch of lascivious lust. That's all it was. Read on, Will.
Verse 9. And they said, stand back.
Get out of my way. They told Lot, oh, this is not good, David. Not good, not good, not good. Was there a Jordan Valley version of 9/11? They said, get back, man. Lot said, stand back. Modern day turning on, man, you better get the hell out of the way, man. As they tell him, man, you better get out of the way, man. Read.
And they said again, this one fellow came into sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them?
So they say you're going to deal worse with Lot, man. They say you're going to deal worse with Lot than with the angels. Read.
And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door.
So they get in. They this man pushing on the door and tear Lot's door in, man. Try to break the door down, man. You know, you pushing the door, you trying to hold the door. You got a bunch of men. You probably got over few thousand men, man, trying to push the door down. A lot there trying to hold the door. Read on.
Verse 10. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them.
Yeah, the angels snatched Lot in there, man.
And shut the door.
Right.
Verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness.
Okay, stop. They smoked them with blindness. The blindness was literally blinding flash emanating from the angels, because these 2 men was angels. So for a nanosecond, the 2 men abandoned their human disguise and they rendered the men of Sodom temporarily blind with their dazzling brightness as angels. And just like the glare from the sunlight of fresh snow, they blinded them son of guns. Read.
I always thought that was like they got blinded like everybody around. It was light. So that they wearied themselves to find the door. Verse 12.
So they couldn't find the door. Read.
And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place.
Okay, stop. It sounds like the angels are ready to destroy this place, David. Remember, our magical number was 10. They're looking for 10 righteous people, David. Don't look like they're going to find it. Not from how they talking to Lot. They said, listen, man, you got any more people around here, man? Besides your son-in-law, your wife, and your daughters? Because we're about to burn this bitch down, man. We're about to burn this down. Hello. It's time to go, man. See ya, and I wouldn't want to be. You better head for the hills, Lot. Lot's still trying to bargain, man. The angel's telling his punk behind to run to the hills. Lot's talking about, hey, yo, man, that's too far. Can I go to Zoar? What the hell's wrong with you, Lot? Maybe that's why what happened in Zoar happened. Because you didn't want to listen, man. and run to the mountains. Read, what?
For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Supreme Allah.
That tells you right there they couldn't find 10. Because if they could find 10, they would have never destroyed it. Remember, our magical number was 10 souls. And since every man in Sodom and Gomorrah had gathered outside to have his way with these visitors, the angels needed not to search any further. They knew that there wasn't 10 righteous men there, man. They were sodomites. Read on.
And the Supreme Allah has sent us to destroy it. Verse 14. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Supreme Allah will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law.
They laughed at him. They mocked Lot. They laughed at him, David. They mocked Lot. His son-in-law, so they ain't going nowhere. They ain't going no damn way. They're missile food. Fire and brimstone. Burn them up, man. Like butter. Keep in mind, David, not a sound from Lot's wife yet. Not a sound. He said, hurry, man. Get out of this place. Because the Most High is going to destroy this place. Read on.
Verse 15. And when the morning arose.
Oh, hold on. Now, remember, this is nothing unlike Noah telling his sons. Right? Noah telling his sons, all aboard. Lot urged his son-in-laws to head to the gates. What did they do? They laughed at him. They mocked him, David. They mocked Lot. Noah's family members were smarter. They were smart enough to act on his advice. Lot's relatives was just amused. His son-in-law took him as a joke. They laughed at him. They mocked him. Read, Will.
Verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
What did he say? What did the angel say?
Lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
No, read that from the 19 and 15 from the top again.
Come. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
So far, they gave him 2 warnings, men, to hurry up and get the heck up out of here. Read.
Verse 16.
Lot hesitated. Why Lot still hesitate? Read.
And while he lingered.
See, Lot hesitated, David. Why he hesitate, David? Why Lot hesitated, David? Read.
The men laid hold upon his hand and upon the hand of his wife. And
you
upon
see
the
that,
hand.
David? Lot really wasn't he was in love with the richest, man. I don't know if you guys really see this, man. The angels had to lay hold of Lot's damn hand, man, and said, look, boy, get the hell up out of here before I kill you too. This is what they saying, man. They had to grab him by the hand. Lot hesitated. He's lingering. He was in love with them riches, man. Like most of you, man. You're in love with this worldly stuff, man. A Bugatti. You in love with this? Oh, my house, $9,000 I can't, man. Oh, man. My Gucci shoes, $1,000. No, man, I don't give a damn they had on blackface, man. I got to save these Gucci shoes, man. But hold on, brother. Hamashiach's here. He's destroying stuff. But Taz, I need the Gucci shoes, man. Don't look back like Lot's wife, man. Come on, man. Lot barely made it. You see that, David? The angels had to grab him by the hand, man. People probably never even paid attention to the detail in this, man. Lot was lingering, man. Read.
Laid hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters.
So he pulling all 4 of them, man. Damn, they had to pull them up out of the city, man. All 4 of them were having a hard time, David, deciding what to haul across the desert. Wife going back for damn Lee nails, for damn extensions. You understand what I'm saying? She going back for material things. Her daughter's trying to decide what they're going to haul across the desert. Until these 2 angels grew weary of waiting. And then they grabbed their friggin' hands and the hands of his wife and his 2 daughters and led them safely outside of the city. Read.
The supreme Allahan being merciful unto him, and they brought him forth and set him without the city.
And I mentioned you something. It was Eastern custom for in the East, women walk behind the man. That's customary. That's why his wife was behind him. Read.
Verse 17. And it came to pass when they had brought them
This is
forth.
important right here. Whoa. This is important right here. This is what I mean about Lot's wife being a nice demon. Up until now, she haven't said a damn thing. And this is what I'm telling you about these women that you think are quiet. You know what I'm talking about? And David, you got to watch out for it, man, because sometimes you be throwing up that Richard Stewart white flag, man, and trying to be Captain Saver her and save everyone, man. I'm hit you with something, man. Eve, you'll be a perfect target for Eve, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a new class coming out called Simp 101 for the Simp, the Simpsons, man. And it should be mandatory, man. It's a prerequisite of being a true disciple of Christ. You got to take Simp 101 to stop being a simp, because we just can't have no simps over here, man. But you got to watch out for these nice demons, man, that are talk. Oh yeah, brother, I understand what you're saying, but what the scriptures is really saying is this. She'll talk real calm, but she's rebuking you, man. She's rebelling, but she's just doing it in a calm manner, like a nice demon, like Lot's wife. See, Lot's wife was very quiet. All the while, this damn wicked woman had a demon in her heart, man. She utterly disobeyed the angels of the Most High. Utterly disobeyed. She didn't say one word, she just disobeyed. And the Most High dealt with that thing, man. Lot asking a lot of questions, man. Damn, Lot, you getting on my nerves. But at least you listen. She didn't listen, man. She wanted to have it her way. Just like Catherine C. We got something for you, Catherine C. The Most High is going to deal with you. Go ahead, read, Will. One command he gave. Read.
Verse 17. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou.
Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't look back. Look not behind you. Don't look back. Simple commandment, but a directive. The same kind of directive the Most High gave the woman to obey her husband as Christ. The same type of directive that you take literal. Same damn type of directive that he gave Lot's wife. Simple. Don't look back. All right, I don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing to you. It is not for you to decide what's important to the Most High. He told you to obey your husband, and that is what you do. Or you're not going to make it, woman. Then you like that, understand it, believe it or not, man. If he tell you don't look back, you don't look back. I don't give a damn how bad you want to look back. You better close your damn eyes. Or you might be salty, like Lot's wife. You better remember what Lot's wife, Eve. That's what you better start remembering is Lot's wife. Read.
Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed.
See that? He gave her 3 things to do. Don't look back, don't stay in the plains, and escape to the mountains. He gave her 3 directives. Crystal clear. The second directive was don't stop in the plains. Don't stop in the plains. And a destination was offered and a warning to flee. But what about Lot? What's Lot saying? Let's go to verse 19. Lot's go to Genesis 19:19. Mr. Persuasive is still going on, David.
Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life.
Hold on. Is it me that's breaking up David, or is it just him? Because
It's just you. He's fine.
No, I've been hearing that consistently, man.
He's fine. I heard every word.
What about you, Yashabim? Is he coming?
No, I thought you was talking about him just stuttering a little bit, but no, he's coming in pretty clear.
Yeah, I hear some staggering, man. But yeah, all right, go ahead, man.
Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me in saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain.
See that? Hold on. Lot's trying to tell the angels what he can't do, David. They told him to go to the damn mountains. Lot said, I can't go to the mountains. Well, hold on. What you talking about, Lot? An angel of the Most High just gave you a directive. Maybe that's why what happened in Zoar happened. Lot didn't want to damn listen, man. He didn't listen. The man told you to go to the damn mountain, man. Go to the mountains. Stop questioning everything. These are angels of the Most High, man. Read.
Lest some evil...
I can't fly to the mountain. Disaster will overrule me. Read.
And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me and I die.
See that? Read verse 20. Now he's going to suggest the town, man. Lot, you should have taken your behind to the damn mountains, man. Maybe you would have never laid with your daughters. Read.
Come on. Verse 20. Behold, now this city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. Is it not a little one? And my soul shall live.
Yeah, and Khan, that's literally what Zoar means. It means little. It means little. Read.
Verse 21. And he said unto him, see, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also.
He said, Lot, I'm going to grant you your request. I'm going to grant you your request. Read.
That I will not overthrow this city for the which thou hast spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither.
He said, I can't destroy this place, man, until you get out of here, Lot. Read.
Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar.
Zoar means little. It literally means little. Read.
Verse 23. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zoar.
Con, they started at dawn and they walked until high noon. But it wasn't lunchtime, David. It was damn crunch time. It was crunch time. Read.
Verse 24. Then the supreme Elohim rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the supreme Elohim out of heaven.
Con.
Keep going. Verse 25.
Speak for a minute, man. Hey, David, speak for a minute. I got to take care of something for a second here, man. I got some disruption.
Okay. 26. I mean 25.
No, I mean don't. I don't need
And-
you to read. I need you to speak on what we've been discussing.
Oh yeah. I've read this story over and over again, and I don't remember all these being in it, because all these scriptures being in it, because what I did was I kind of made it a shorter story. So I don't remember it having 28, 29, 30 verses or something like that. And the Kahan brought a lot of stuff out of here. So, for example, I thought they left and went straight to the mountain. I had no idea, no memory that they ever stopped at another city. So I don't know if I just remembered the interesting parts or not, but I clearly had a different idea about this story than we're going over today. It's an eye opener, and I kind of like that part where he said that the mother didn't say anything. Now I never saw that one coming, and when you think about it, even though it wasn't a point that was made, the point was made that she didn't to defend her kids. You know what a mother will do for her kids? I mean, I haven't had to see them really go to bat for their kids, but I have an idea that a woman would die for her kids. Now, I'm learning now that these were a little older because they they had husbands. So, unless they got married younger, it didn't say exactly how old they were. Um, Maybe mothers and daughters, they have a very weird relationship when they reach a certain age. And the, the first time I ever heard a woman call their daughter or another woman a biatch was when a lady brought her daughter down to Section 8 Housing Authority to get an application for public housing. So the girl comes in first. I could see him coming off the elevator. It wasn't that far away, and I usually look, so I know what to prepare, or at least have an idea, because I handle paperwork. So anyway, the girl comes in. She was nice as pie, and I gave her her paperwork, and I told her where to go. And then the mother came up behind her, and she said, "That biatch." And I was like, "Okay, I've never heard that before." But I'd never actually looked at women that way before anyway. Our rap songs, young ones, when we grew up, we didn't call women by that name. And if they did, it was in clubs, probably past 2 o'clock in the morning. I had a job. I wasn't going to the clubs. Not unless it was Friday when I should have been home observing the Sabbath.
Dave, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
If you've never heard that or ever referred to a woman or experienced a woman like that, what would you call a loud, boisterous, rebellious woman?
Well, back when we were growing up, you probably had somebody in your family like that. Everybody's got one of those. And you're not going around calling your family members that. And I would just, think they had a problem. If it wasn't for the Kahan, I wouldn't have understood what personality disorder was. Now, I've known about the personality disorders because I learned it from the Kahan about 2.5 years ago. And once he taught me, I recognized it. And he's right. He really is right. So yeah, I would have just thought that she was crazy or something like that there. Just like what I think about the personality disorder girls now. But now the Kahan just taught me about another girl. He taught me about the quiet ones. And you know what? I couldn't stand those. I was like, because the quiet ones said, now they'll talk to everybody else but me. In every relationship I was ever in, I just couldn't get them girls to talk. We played the video games. I went to work. We did the wild thing, and I went and took a shower, or I waited till the morning to take a shower or something, and I was out the door. That's the way I worked. Since I didn't make that much, I was either a student with a job, or I had a full-time job and a part-time job. So I was never really home most of the times. So most of the ones I had were the quiet ones. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I did tell you about my one girlfriend who told me after 40 years when she met me, because that's how old our daughter is, so I know how long it was. She said that she was a raging alcoholic. I did not have a clue. Yeah, we drank. Yeah, we experimented, with drugs and stuff like that there, but I didn't know she was an alcoholic because she never talked to me. So, I was fine with that. I could go to sleep. But now that I learned this about Sodom and Gomorrah, that's that's an eye opener there. I stopped looking to get married again a long time ago. I'm like, oh boy, no, I don't think I want to get back in that. But I tried it 5 times. He could have just as easily been talking to me the way he was talking to the woman at the well, Yahweh Shai, because he said she has had 5 husbands and the one she was with wasn't hers. And my story was similar at that point. That's when I decided I wasn't trying no more. Now I ain't trying to go the other way either. But I
Okay.
get I
Appreciate that, David. Now don't appreciate that, David. Now don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. Looks like you've got your hair also done, David. Oh yeah, your hair is braided, man. That's why you look different.
oh
Now,
I usually have my covering on.
now don't blink or you'll miss this. Get verse 26. Did you read 25, Will?
Oh,
All right, read 25.
look at Genesis chapter 19, verse 25. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground.
So also the vegetation is what he's saying now. So at 1,300 feet below sea level, the Dead Sea. I want you to go and check this out for yourself, Will. You're a scientist. You're a so-called educated man. At 1,300 feet below sea level, the Dead Sea is full of chemical, salt, and the smell of sulfur. Archaeologists place Sodom and Gomorrah at the north end of the Dead Sea. Facts, facts, facts. A lot of people are trying to tell you that stories in the Bible are made up. Archaeologists have traced this, and they went over there and they dug up some of the earth, and it says it still smells like burnt so far. And not one blade of grass has grown in that area since then. But don't blink, don't blink. Oh, you'll miss this, right?
I
Lot's
believe it. I
wife
actually
looked
went
back.
to the Dead Sea.
What's that, David?
I believe you. I actually floated on the Dead Sea, and that salt is so strong. It has to be sulfur. Now I know the difference between a salty ocean and the Dead Sea. I mean, they had a shower right there, so that as soon as you came out of the water, you could take a shower. Shalaki, go ahead.
Come on. So now I want you to remember, Will, Lot's wife, she'd actually been lingering behind her husband the entire while, probably further back than necessary, like the typical Eve. So the sounds of destruction and horror must have been deafening, frightening to Lot's wife. But his wife, what would she do? Well, she looked behind. Genesis 19 and 26.
Oh.
She looked back, man.
But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt.
Okay, now, in the Dead Sea, what did I say was there? It's chemicals. It's salt at the bottom of the Dead Sea. Lot's wife became a pillar of salt, just like with Eve. As with Eve, the key that I want you brothers to remember about these women, about these Eves, as with Eve, the key is she was disobedient. Just like Catherine C. right on here, she's disobedient. I'm trying to teach her the word, and she's disobedient. Just like Lot's wife, she was disobedient. She looked back. The Most High have given all you women under the sound of my voice to obey your husband as you do Christ. That's crystal clear. That's a directive. You can't tap dance with that. There's no scapegoat for that. It's not no what works both ways like that demon trying to say. That's not written in the scriptures. That's of her spirit. And she's coming with demons. So just as with Eve, Lot's wife was disobedient. See, Miss Lot, she wasn't singled out for her punishment. She made one damn wrong move, disobeyed. One wrong move, she disobeyed, and she got it. See, I'm gonna hit you with something, though. Lot's wife knew. She was warned, David. The men of Sodom wasn't warned. They wasn't warned they was going to be put to death, but his wife was warned, just like the average Eve, man. We always warning them. They don't want to hear it. Just like Lot's wife. She was warned, man, but she still disobeyed. Like Eve was warned, but she still disobeyed the Most High. Just like Lot's wife. Just like the average Eve, man. The men of Sodom wasn't warned. They didn't see judgment coming. But she merely turned back. See, what she saw, Lot and his daughters may never know. But she became a pillar of salt. It says in the book of Genesis 19 and 26. See, Miss Lot, she not only looked, she hesitated. She hesitated, man. She hesitated long enough for her to be wrapped into a damn sodium chloride from head to toe. Just like the southern end of the Dead Sea are literally mountains of salt. And if you don't believe me, go and check it out yourself. The southern end of the Dead Sea is literally mountains of salt. What was Lot's wife? Right over there by that Dead Sea. So she turned into a pillar of salt. And this is the substance that whipped itself around Lot's wife, smothering her in seconds. She became a pillar of salt, man. And this wasn't a unique punishment, man. The city got leveled, man, with this fire and brimstone. See, by lingering behind, man, Lot's wife, she chose to identify with her neighbors. She chose to identify with the people of Sodom. But unlike them, she had a chance to escape, man. Why didn't she? She knew. The angels told her not to look back. Why did she do it? She directly was given a directive and disobeyed. And this is what I keep warning you sent men, man, about these women. You men better wake the heck up, man. You better wake up, man. You keep a sure watch on a shameless daughter, man. She looked back, man. She had a chance to get away with that thing, man. A lot of you are like that, man. A lot of you could be really close to a new life in Christ, and then you turn back to your wickedness. You turn back to the world. Just like Lot's wife, because you're a stubborn fool. You have stubborn pride. That willful disobedience. And you deserve what Lot's wife gets. What she got. Right? Scripture said let your conversations always be full of grace, man. Seasoned with salt. So you may know how to answer everyone. Let's get Genesis 19 and 27, Will. Bereshit 19 and 27.
Come on. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Supreme Allaham.
See that? Abraham got up. He knew what was going on. But Lot's wife, man, she was told, man, she did know. And you know too, man. All of you under the sounds of our voice, you Eves know. We've been on here all of the time. Oh, you men know, man. See, when a woman dies apart from the Most High, wrapped in her sins, like a shroud, life continues without her. And one might even question if she really lived at all. Since the woman who lives for pleasure is dead, even while she lives. Because you living for your lust. You living for pleasure. See, the sad tale, man, about Lot's wife and the destruction of Sodom is valuable for one reason, right? Hamashiach used it as an illustration in the book of Luke 17 and 30. So someone get that? Luke 17 and 30. Just like what? Just like the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Most High gives directives, man. Absolutes. And still the woman disobeyed. He's giving you directives, people.
Book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 30. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed.
Read.
Verse 31. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away.
So to those of you that can't get a clear picture for this, you don't go down into the damn house and try and take something out. You don't go back down to go inside the house. You better take a damn rope or something and rappel off of that roof and get the hell up out of there, or you're going to be destroyed. That's what that's saying. You don't go down into the house and try and take anything, man. Like Lot's wife. You get out of there. Most High gives you a directive, you get out of there. Remember Lot's wife, man. Like the scriptures say. Read.
And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back.
Don't look back, man. Don't go back. Remember Lot's wife. Jacob, Amen. A sower of seeds. Remember Lot's wife, man. Don't look back. Don't go back for nothing. Read.
Verse 32. Remember Lot's wife.
Remember what?
Lot's wife.
What Captain C better do? Remember Lot's wife. Read.
Verse 33.
Stop right there. This is why the example of Lot's wife is important, right? Because we got Hamashiach in the so-called New Testaments telling us to remember Lot's wife, man. He's given this fascinating history. Not because the woman was turned into salt, but because Hamashiach employed it as a teaching tool, as a history lesson to help prepare his followers for his future revelation. So I'm telling all of you under the sounds of our voice tonight, man, remember Lot's wife. Don't stop. Don't look back. This is what Hamashiach said. Take my hand, walk with me. Don't stop. Don't look back. You got to stay on this walk, man. And even with all of his endless questions, man, that Lot had, Lot was in the end obedient. But for all of her silence, I want you men to reflect on this. For all of her silence, when decision time came, Lot's wife disobeyed because she was a quiet demon. She disobeyed. She wasn't talking. She wasn't saying nothing. She just upright and disobeyed. When the Most High says walk, well, we got to walk, man. The Most High knows what's best for us, man. Let's get 1 Samuel 2, verse 3. 1 Samuel 2, verse 3. Y'all should be fell asleep on us, man. Don't worry, we almost done. Are we all?
Book of 1 Samuel. Chapter 2, verse 3. Talk no more so exceeding proudly. Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth. For the supreme Allahim, for Yahweh is a supreme Allahim of knowledge.
Con. That means he's a power who knows. That's the part I want right there. So the Most High is one who knows, man. And when you walk, when the Most High says walk, you walk. See, the angels gave a clear commandment. They was given clear commands. So does the Most High, man, in his written word, man. In his Bible. He gives us clear commands. He gives the woman clear commands. He gives the man clear commands. Yeah, Lot, his wife, she hesitated, then she disobeyed. She disobeyed, man. What did David the psalmist say, man? Psalms 119 and 101. He said, I have kept my feet from every evil path so that I might obey your word. This is what you got to do, man. Psalms 119 and 101. The escape route is clear, David. The only escape route is Yahweh Shah. That's the only way out of this thing, David. It's through Christ, the deliverer, the savior, the Hamashiach. That's your escape route, man. You ain't coming up no other way, man. You're not coming up at a Jehovah wickedness, a 7-day Adventist, a Pentecost, a Roman Catholic. You're not coming up any other way. Straight and narrow. That's the only way, man. You ain't coming up any other way, man. All of this stuff surrounding you, man, that's temporary. And that's what most of us get caught up into. Yeah, I like stuff too, man. And over the years, you probably collected several items that had great value, but you better get over it because this stuff is temporary. It doesn't last forever. Matthew 6:26. What good will it be if a man gains the whole world yet forfeits his soul, David? What good is it? What good is it, David? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's not going to be him no free and good, man. You gain the whole world, but you don't forfeit your soul, man, in the process. It's going to come to nothing, man. So that's all I got, man. You got something, Will? David? What happened to Marty tonight, man?
I'm not sure. He didn't answer for me.
I'm sure he'll be on the next one, Kahan.
Huh? Most High willing. Scripture say never say anything without saying Most High willing. So I try and say that to everything. I'll do such and such, Most High willing, because I don't know what the next second's going to bring forth. David, you have anything in closing? Oh, any questions before we turn it off? Let's see if anyone got any questions, man. Real quick, anyone got any questions? You could come into the room. Click on the link, come in the room. If not, we'll shut it down. David, you got anything?
Fell out.
Oh,
David,
no, he
fell out.
exited.
Yeah, man.
Ari. All right. Come on and get edified. You guys had a lot to say in the chat.
Yeah, man. They always do, man. They always do. Remember life. Are you ready? Remember life. Well, David is back, man. David.
I thought you were getting ready to shut it down, so I wanted to put shalom, peace to the brothers and sisters that came in the world before you cut it off. But the only thing I can say is I learned today, and I love these sessions. I don't mind learning. Yeah, it took a while, but we grew up in that kind of church where we go to church at 8 o'clock in the morning, at 2 o'clock, we're still sitting in church. So you guys, it's going to be hard for you to lose me at the camp because it gets a little lengthy. I'm just used to it.
How long have we been on, David? Oh, yeah, we've been on 2 hours and 40 minutes, man. You can do that standing on your head, David.
God.
So with that, I guess we're going to say shalom, man. We thank everyone for listening. Like the video, share the video, man. Watch it again, man. And most of all, remember Lot's wife. Remember Lot's wife and don't look back. It was so important. Hamashiach warned you again in the book of Luke in the New Testament. Remember Lot's wife and don't look back. That I'm going to say shalom, man. Everyone have a safe night.
Shalom.